Now talk about the under-the-gun spot.
Well, first to act is always a tough position to play. You're acting without any other information about what the other players may hold.
Well, Alex Gomez definitely respecting that under-the-gun raise. He said he wanted to play aggressively, but he's not sure what to do here. He's going to fold.
And it's not such a bad fold. King-Queen is a tough hand to play in such an early spot. You find yourself often dominated by ace-queen, ace-king, or behind any kind of pocket pair.
Well, Aguad is not going to fold. He's going to re-raise this to 24,300 chips. And it's going to be another 17,000. Back to Jamil. And how do you play it with sixes here?
I mean, to me, it's an easy fold. It's one of those spots where you're either dominated with an overpair or at best in a coin flip against ace-queen or ace-king.
Well, Jamil makes the right decision here. He throws away the sixes. Aguad cheers, and he takes in a pot. And don't look now, but Aguad's got nearly 36,000 in chips.
And that's quite an improvement. Remember, Aguad was down to 6,000 in chips just a while ago.
Well, what does this tell you? I mean, Aguad was almost out of this tournament. Now he's back in it.
It tells you that it's better to be lucky than good, I guess, if you look at the amount of suckouts that Aguad has.
Well, there you go. I mean, obviously a chip in a chair theory. And Jarius Aguad, he's taking us up to 36,000 in chips, and he is back to being a player in this tournament. Well, let's get back out to the field where we see that things change oh so quickly in the tournament. Spinella, once on the cusp of the chip lead, is now all in and dominated. Rodrigo Sehi is looking on with his friend, Team PokerStars pro, Andre Akari. And the flop, Jack 8-3, all spades.
Spinella pairs the 8, which looks good initially, but the 3 spades means Sehi has a whole lot of outs, any ace or any spade.
And there's a spade, the 9 of spades. It was a virtual coin flip on the flop. The 9 of spades is going to do it, and Rodrigo Sehi there is going to take the pot. And just like that, Anthony Spinella is out of the tournament. Chile is just one of the many exciting destinations on the LAPT. So if you want to play poker in paradise, log on to PokerStars.net and learn how to qualify for Mar del Plata in April.
Welcome back to Viña del Mar and the PokerStars.net Latin American Poker Tour. Thousands of tourists flock here every year to play in the surf and relax on the sand. But for the remaining poker players, the hard work continues inside. So let's get back to the poker room.
Back inside where 44 players remain. I'm David Tuckman alongside Vanessa Russo, Damian Salas, still the chip leader, Gomez, Dabul, and Stern all above the chip average. And right now, Rodrigo Sehi has a chance to knock out another player. Fabian Ortiz all in, and he's in pretty good shape, isn't he, Vanessa?
He sure is. He's got top 2 kings and 10s. All he has to do is fade one of their 2 remaining 7s on the river.
Well, he does that, the jack of clubs, and Fabian Ortiz will take the pot and keep his seat. Ortiz, 39 years old, from Chaco, Argentina, is a former nightclub owner and DJ, but now a professional poker player.
And Rodrigo Sehi from Brazil quickly gives away some of those chips he just won from eliminating Anthony Spinella.
Well, let's check in on Maria Stern. She's a chance to knock out another player, but this time she's behind. Stern with ace-queen called the all-in of Roberto Buckley, who has pocket jacks. To the turn, king of clubs. And Buckley doesn't want to see an ace or a queen on that river. He's all in, and he's in the lead.
It looks like news of Aguad's antics have made their way around the tournament.
Well, he needs one more chiquitita. 8 of spades, that qualifies. Maria Stern, all class. She smiles and shakes his hand after she loses the pot.
You know, David, that's a classic no-limit hold'em tournament situation. Pocket jacks versus the 2 overcards, ace-queen. You gotta win those in order to win a tournament.
And back to the featured table. There is Jarius Aguad, the man who coined the phrase Chiquitita. He is running well, and look, there's Veronica Dabul, hoping that some of his luck will rub off on her.
I don't blame her.
They're saying he's famous. Aguad's antics have been entertaining. This 62-year-old has worked hard all of his life, and he feels he's earned a little bit of fun.
Soy empresario, dueño de una red hotelera, inmobiliaria, pero yo principalmente estoy jubilado, se puede decir, porque todos me mandan al gerente. Tengo buenos ingresos económicos. Yo juego póker por amistad, diversión. Como empresario, yo siempre soy creativo. Y para mí el póker es creativo. ¡Vamos, chiquitita! Hay que crear, diseñar, prepararse. Conocer nuevos jugadores, intercambiar. Me gusta, me encanta. No puedo vivir sin el póker.
And I can't live without Jirius Aguad. This guy cracks me up. He says he flirts with the female dealers to get an edge. Well, it certainly has worked for him so far today.
Let's get back to the action here. Blinds are 1,000, 2,000. Ante is 150. And Jamil here, he's going to mix it up. He's going to raise it up with 9-8 suited. Do you like that play?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you have to mix it up. If you're only playing premium hands, none of the players will ever play back at you. You want to make sure you get value for your good hands, and one way to do that is to play hands like this.
Well, he made it 6,200 to go. And, of course, Alex Gomez there with pocket kings. Now, how is he going to play this? He decides to just smooth call this. Do you like that play?
It's a little tricky, you know. I mean, he risks playing a multi-way pot, and kings don't do so well in a multi-way pot. On the other hand, maybe he's going to induce one of the other players behind him to make a re-raise.
Well, he's in position on Jamil, and the pot is nearly 17,000 in chips. And I've got to tell you, if I've got Gomez behind me, I'm scared.
With a flop like ace, king, jack, Gomez is sitting pretty. He's got middle set, and he's got to feel good, especially after Jamil checks it to him.
And Gomez checks too. Why is that?
He probably decides to slow play it there.
Wow, and look at that. It's quads on the turn. Unbelievable. Gomez with quad kings, Jamil with absolutely nothing. And Jamil looks like he's going to take a stab at this one. He bet 6,200 into the pot. And now how do you play this if you're Gomez now? You've got quads. You know you've got the pot.
Well, I'm licking my chops, first of all. But now he's trying to think, how can I extract more value from Jamil? Remember, Jamil checked on the flop, which means he probably didn't hit any part of it. So if I were Gomez, I'd smooth call here and give Jamil another chance to bluff at me on the river.
Well, that's exactly what Alex Gomez does. He smooth calls here. Jack of spades on the river. That changes nothing. Jamil cannot beat the board. Of course, Gomez with quad kings. Jamil checks.
What's going through his head is he probably's got to think that Gomez is pretty weak since he has played the hand so weakly. But now that Gomez puts a big bet out there, it's an easy laydown.
Quads. Quads. You don't believe me? Quads.
Quad's impressed.
You didn't even need the quads, buddy. All you needed was an ace, a jack, anything.
Well, he shows the quads and he takes it down. Jamil, he shut down there on the river. And, of course, Alex Gomez up to over 85,000 in chips, and that's got to scare the entire field.
You know, Alex can win with any two cards. Give him quads, though. That's just sick.
For Alex Gomez, it's good to be king. Welcome back inside the Enjoy Viña del Mar Casino and Resort, where Nicolas Perez, who began this day as a chip leader, is now all in for his tournament life. The good news for Perez, he's in the lead. His ace-queen is leading the queen-10 of Oded Menand. Of course, it was the current chip leader, Salas, who took much of Perez's stack earlier.
Menand could make two pair with a 10, a straight with a jack, or hit runner-runner diamonds to knock out Perez.
Well, there's one of the diamonds, 8 of diamonds here. The pot is nearly 24,000 in chips.
Menand picks up 8 more outs with the remaining diamonds in the deck. Let's see if he can hit it on the river.
And here it is, the river, ever tense, what we all wait for. And there it is, the 3 of diamonds. Oh, and just like that, Perez, our chip leader at the start of the day, is out of the tournament.
That's No Limit Hold'em poker tournaments for you right there.
I mean, how must he be feeling right now? He comes in as the chip leader, and now he's going out. He didn't even make the money.
He's got to feel awful, but, you know, in poker, anything can happen. I've been there before. You know, you just got to, it's a numbers game. You got to come back at him again the next time.
Well, Nicolas Perez obviously did not think he was going to be out so early. He already bought his dinner, probably thought he'd be eating at the table. But Nicolas Perez has to take his dinner to go. Back to the feature table, where the blinds are still 1,000, 2,000, Ante's still 150. We're looking at Alex Gomez, and he's got the suited connectors there. 9-8 of spades. And he's going to put a small raise in there.
And Aguad looks down at pocket jacks. He's got to like the look of those.
Now, Gomez made it 5,100 to go, and Aguad is putting a really small raise in there. He's made it up to 10,000.
You know, I like the fact that he decides to re-raise, but I don't think that's enough of a re-raise to get Gomez out of there. And against a good opponent like Alex Gomez, you want to re-raise a little more than that.
Well, Gomez calls, and the pot balloons to nearly 25,000 in chips. And these two players have been bantering all day long, but they're going to battle it out in this hand. Here's the flop. Wow, look at that. It's quads. Jack, Jack 7. Couple of spades out there. Believe it or not, Gomez is not drawing dead.
No, so although we have a quad for a quad, Gomez has the 10 of spades for a straight flush possibility.
And Aguad is going to bet 10,000.
Which is more than I would have expected him to bet there. I mean, you know, it's still a somewhat strong bet, and I mean, he did flop quads.
Well, the action is back to Gomez, and he has a gut shot straight flush draw, and you wonder what he's going to do. Well, this is his answer. He's going to raise it up to 43,000 chips, and of course, Aguad is going to quickly call, and that's going to put Aguad all in. Gomez probably thinks he's in pretty good shape, but he's about to see some really bad news.
All he has is the 10 of spades for a straight flush, which makes him a 5% underdog, but still holding on to the possibility of winning the hand.
Hey, when your opponent has quads, if I have any chance of winning the pot, I'm happy.
Chiquitita!
I love this guy.
Vamos, chiquitita!
You gotta love him. I mean, you just gotta love him. I mean, how could you want to eliminate this guy?
Yes.
And Gomez, of course, even smiling, even though he's going to lose a monster pot in all likelihood. Well, that does no help. 9 of diamonds does not help Gomez at all. He needs the 10 of spades and only the 10 of spades. He has a 2% chance of winning this pot. Aguad had under 6,000 in chips earlier. Now he's got a chance of getting over 111,000 chips. Of course, Gomez had over 85,000 in chips. Now he could be down to almost 30,000. And it is a spade, but not the 10 of spades.
And Aguad will take the pot with his quads, and Gomez shrugs as if to say, what can you do? I got quads before, I guess it's your turn. And Aguad is celebrating as if he's already won the whole thing.
What a turn of events. Gomez, the most feared poker player left in this tournament, has taken quite the hit. And hometown favorite, Jirius Aguad, is now among the chip leaders.
Vamos, Chile!
Unbelievable. There's already been a lot of action in Viña del Mar.
Chiquitita!
Small cards brought big reactions and brought Jirius Aguad back into contention. It's been an up-and-down day so far for Alexander Gomez, while former chip leader Nicolas Perez is gone, thanks in large part to current chip leader Damian Salas. Roberto Brenes' tournament ended at the hands of Anthony Spinella, who later followed suit and hit the rail. And 3 women still remain, led by Veronica Daboul. Next time, the action continues from Viña del Mar. For Vanessa Russo and Marianela Pereira, I'm David Tuckman. Thanks for watching the Latin American